My good friend Troy Houser, who wrote The Naked Entrepreneur and Future Proofing Your Business, tells us that there are really three types of leaders. There's graduate management, there's University of Google management, and then there's the shiny bums. Or the gut feel. What's up, buddy? Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Oh my God.
You too, mate. You too.
What's so explain the difference. You've been in business for close to 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen some good business people. You've seen some guys that are lucky. And I've heard you talk about street fighters and those that end up stepping in and smearing it on the carpet because they got money, which we call the shiny bum crowd. But talk about it's different. It's a little bit different today than it used to be, right?
Yeah, so it was funny over the holidays. I was sitting around with friends listening to different conversations at lunches or barbecues or whatever. And I was starting to try and just put people in different pigeonholes as to the way they were running their businesses and even their lives for that matter. And it struck me that there are the guys who have learned things at school and they take that application into the real world and hope that it sticks. Then there are the guys and the girls that I call them a bit lazy, where they don't know the answer to a question, so they'll go straight to a Google search or a chat GTP or something, and I have the answer. And no, you don't have the answer. You've got someone else's answer that you're going to apply to your problem. And then the third group are guys like me. We're just street fighters. We work on gut instinct. We work on intuition with a healthy level of skepticism. And that's how I've managed myself for the last 40 years. But it was interesting not noticing the different conversations and how they came to a conclusion on different subjects with different methods.
Well, it's because that business graduate leader, and I've seen this happen a lot. They do know everything, and they're good. You're a good pest to have around until the fit hits the shan, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, until they don't, right? I mean, and that's when your style and my style, I think, tend to lead because we end up educating ourselves and we end up surrounding ourselves with people because we've seen and expected the worst. I think that's right. One of the big downfalls with the business graduate leader, correct?
It is, and the stuff that we learnt was never in a textbook in the first place.
Right.
So we had a period about 25 years ago where I actually said to our operations manager, stop hiring graduates. I haven't got the time to reprogram them. I haven't got the time to sit down with them and say, whatever you learnt in that book doesn't work out here. And the smart ones would understand that, but some of them wouldn't. And I even went to the extent where I wouldn't read resumes anymore. And I said, I don't need to read your resume because you don't say in your resume, I'm really good at this, but I suck at this.
Yeah.
You come in the front door with this great knowledge, but you're not looking to apply it laterally to the position that we're in the business.
I think Troy said to me one time, he goes, I can't teach stupid, but I can teach you. That was about a decade ago. Talk about the gut feel leader. I want to spend our time with that because that's you. That's the street fighter from the past. That's the guy who has plenty of experience and plenty of education. But we educated ourselves. We trusted ourselves. We surrounded ourselves with good people. Correct?
Yeah, and I don't know that it's the right road. It's a very long road. Has been for me. We were poor for a very, very, very long time as we tried to work out how to make things happen around us. And my wife Dominique's got a fabulous saying that she says, we get what we need when we need it. And she's right, and I hate it because she's right. Because we always have to try and figure it out, and then hopefully we have the right answer because we've got it wrong enough times to get it right.
But that leads to skepticism, and I think one of your sayings is you can't be a great gut leader without a fair amount of skepticism. You got to trust. You were one of the best operators of trust but verify I think I've ever seen in a manager.
Well, you can't believe in anything you see or hear anymore. I mean, the media doesn't help on lots of occasions. The conversation, even in the street, gets amplified to different agendas, to different positions. And so you've got to just keep gathering data from wherever you can, any source you can, and then try and triangulate to try and find the truth. And we learned a fair bit about this through the pandemic, when we were getting fed a lot of stuff and we were trying to triangulate our own personal lives to manage that. And I think that that's been a healthy lesson for all of us, where we've now come out of that going, you know what, I'm not quite sure I believe you. I'm going to go and find out some more information.
Troy, in the baseball vernacular, a lot of these young managers now, it's like, well, you know, what do the stats say? What do the analytics say?
Right.
That's how I'm going to make my moves on the baseball field. Where a lot of the older guys who are a lot more successful, they're gut managers. Do people trust their guts enough? Or is it to the point where you just don't know what is real, what is fake, and you can't rely on your gut?
Well, and the healthy place to live is in the middle, where you've got the data, and we have a triangulation of 3 different budgets every year. We find a way to work our way into the middle, where we know that we can pivot up or pivot down. I hate that word, but we can shift the focus of the business to suit a different direction quickly because we've got the data and we've analysed the data and we've triangulated it. But the shift is not typically data-driven. The shift is intuition, where if you decide to change direction a little bit, that's not the data making the decision. It's helping you clarify your gut and qualify that your intuition or your instinct is actually correct.
Troy, you were just saying shift, pivot, and my word that was coming to me is adaptability. It's just being able to read the room. You know, because people that just focus, they get their degree and this is the way it's supposed to go, or Google and ChatGPT are telling me this, but really you got to go with the room and what's happening. It's like I can be an event planner, set my plan, show up on the day, and then throw the thing out the window because it's going to rain, someone's going to be late, and all the things are going to be happening, right? And you have to adjust, right? Is that what the adaptability factor?
Absolutely, and that can happen quite quickly. I think where business leaders fail is that they think that happens in a slow movement. They look at the lag indicators and then make decisions on that 3 months down the road when they should have been making those decisions way back, a quarter ago. And I think what we've learned over the years is that we have to fail fast, but we also have to pick ourselves up equally as quickly to get to the next round of decisions that we have to change. I mean, we're working on a project here in Australia at the moment. I'm on version 18, I think it is, of the business plan, and that's only been in the last few months. Yep. And I think that is a representative of how the world is working right now. It's quick.
Entrepreneur, author, The Naked Entrepreneur, keynote speaker extraordinary.
Thanks, Troy.
Our good boy.
Good to see you, buddy.
Our good friend Troy Hasby.